how are you?
Happy Friday, Perry.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody. What's up?
Did I hear echo? Okay, no, good. Uh, we've got a lot to talk about today. So Andrea calls me with these stories and she said, hey, you should do the Nia Long story because it's trending. And I was like, well, look, I love Nia Long and all back when the movie Friday, which is it has to be 30 years old by now.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I want to talk about Nia Long? Okay. She said it's trending. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let me just look into it. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the biggest scandal. Thank you guys for reminding me again. Perry, if it wasn't for the chat, we'd be sued so much. If it wasn't for the chat reminding me to pick up that banner. This is a crazy, crazy scandal. And you're gonna know all the players because you're into sports. I'm not into sports. So let's get started. Okay, so it's being reported. Do you guys remember Nia Long? I should put a picture up there of her husband. I don't have one of him. This is Nia Long from the movie Friday. Do you guys remember this? I hate to say Friday because it was so long ago. It's she's done so much since Friday, but I remember her from Friday because she's my favorite person on Friday. But the beautiful Nia Long is married to the scoundrel. He's a coach for the Boston Celtics. Perry, you still like basketball?
That's all right.
Okay.
Not as much as football, but yeah.
So yesterday they announced that he is on suspension for a year for having a consensual relationship with a staff member. And that's how they explained it. With a staff member, they didn't tell us what was going on. This shit is so juicy. I can't get it out fast enough. But they announced that first of all. And as usual, all of the men came to his aid saying that they didn't say who it was. They said it was a staff member. And then it came out it was 2 staff members, but there's a third scenario in here that makes a whole bunch of sense. But before I get into that, let me just say how all of the men came to his defense. He's suspended for having an affair. That's not illegal. Blah, 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 blah. And
it's not.
Okay, wow.
No, it's not. I mean, morally, it might not be the right thing to do, but
yes, she was in Friday. She was in the movie Friday. Someone asked in the chat. King Loudmouth came to his defense. Her husband's name is Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka. I'm sorry, it's African. I hope I pronounced it right. But then all the men start coming to his aid, and King Goon, that's what I call Stephen A. Smith, was the loudest.
No, brother, because I got news for you, America. There's plenty of white folks in professional sports that's doing their thing. And I say that not complimentary. I don't see the information out about them. Why are we talking about this now? We got to talk about it because it's the news. Ain't none of our damn business unless you fire him. But if you keep him, it's none of our business. It should have never been put out there by the Celtics organization.
So here he comes. Does it seem like Stephen A. Smith is always in a bad mood? Okay.
Yeah.
He's always running his mouth. And oh my God, sometimes he is just too much for me to handle. He came out, Matt Barnes came out.
Normally I'd be chopping it up on ESPN with you guys about this, but I'm off until next week. But I definitely want to touch on this Ime Udoka situation. Just saw a year suspension was just handed down by the team for an inappropriate, consensual sexual situation with a female that worked in the organization. I've been in the league played in the league for a long time. Anyone who played in the league could tell you this is a very common situation.
I mean, the men, they were holding him down now, weren't they? Get away, loudmouth, get away. So so there's rumors going around that it's possibly 2 women that he was having an affair with, and all the men were like, why would you suspend someone for having an affair? Although it's illegal, immoral, it's not illegal.
Right.
That's true.
I mean, for me, I don't know, the key word is consensual.
Okay, so okay,
So
okay,
I
so
mean, really, I don't get it. Now, I'm not telling him to go and do it, but they volunteered.
let me get the story out. You're gonna change your mind just like Matt Barnes did. Okay, so there's rumors going around. It's two people there. There was another lady. I can't remember her name. They said that she was doing it, but there's a third story that makes a lot more sense. Okay, there's this woman. She is a staffer. Her name is Kathleen Lynch. And yeah, while she does work there, her husband also works there. He's the VP of Finance and Control. His name is Patrick Lynch. Okay, this gets so juicy. It gets so juicy. Sharrell, happy belated birthday. Oh, thank you. You don't look a day over 25. Oh my God.
Oh, hell no!
Anyway, there's this third woman. I mean, this woman, her name is what did I say her name? Kathleen Lynch. She is married to a high VP. His name is Patrick Lynch. According to the rumors, she had an affair with Ime. I hope I said it right. With Ime. Harry, can I get the story out? This is a mess. If you don't stop, she had an affair with Ime, which is, I don't know if it's Nia's husband. I know he's the father of her second child. Husband, boyfriend, relationship. Okay. She allegedly, Kathleen had an affair with him, Ime, and her husband was higher up. So they knew about it. He told her to stop having an affair. At this time, she agreed to stop having the affair, and she said it was consensual. Okay. They get discovered a second time. Okay. This is why they didn't do it allegedly, according to the rumors, alleged, that they didn't do anything the first time because they said that the relationship was over. Let's go shoot up to last week. They find out again that the relationship is still going on. She cries at this point that it was unconsensual. Did I say that right? It was not consensual. She's saying that he had been harassing her, couldn't accept that the relationship was over, and somehow he touched her or art her, and it was unconsensual. So, of course, her husband gets mad, comes out and says, we're going to suspend him. They didn't have any proof that it's not consensual because he's saying it was, and she's saying it's not. So the rumor is they have suspended him on how do you say? They suspended him, but they're waiting for evidence to come back to say that it was non-consensual. Okay, so what she's saying, and this is serious, that he art her.
Right, I get it, but I mean, don't it sound like bullshit? If that was the case,
What point? What part?
if he did the R word, okay,
Mhm.
why would you suspend him and not get law enforcement involved?
Ooh.
Okay, and
Well,
let's just keep it
yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Now, you said that he talked to the wife and said, "Oh no, you cut it out. Stop being the little nasty freak that you is."
Perry.
Right? Stay at
Perry,
home.
stop. You
Right?
just called her a nasty freak.
I mean, because you know what? The nasty part come in is when you go back and then you get busted, and then now you want to say, "Oh,
Well,
I didn't authorize it." If you
she's
showed up
playing a
butt ass naked,
dangerous game.
huh?
If this is true, she's playing a dangerous game. It has to be true because you can't say that about somebody and make it not true.
People lie.
It's huge. Okay, so the story goes on. Okay, so now they're saying that Nia had no idea about the first time. She was just bamboozled with this just a couple of days ago. She found out when the public found out.
Mm.
With that being said, he knew. He did not tell her anything. He let her move to Boston with her children and didn't say anything until it was outed in the public.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, he's not a can of roses either. I mean, you're talking about Kathleen. What about him? You know what you did.
Right. No, I get that part. I'm not saying what he did was right.
Yeah.
Now, he should have said something to her, but I guess he figured, well, maybe they'll sweep it all under the rug and it'll never come to light. Then when he found out wrong answer,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
now let me go ahead and just drop, say something.
Okay, so it dropped yesterday that he was suspended for a year. Thank you so much, Sheila, for the super chat. I totally agree with Perry. Then he comes out, Ime. I hope I'm saying his name right, with his public statement. This is what he says. I want to apologize to our players, fans, and the entire Celtics organization and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment.
Mm.
Uh,
I thought he would come out with an excuse like he a sex addict or something. Can't control himself.
well, no, because you know what? He's sweating bullets. I don't even know why this was. I hate to agree with Stephen. I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith. He's like a little chihuahua.
Yeah.
But he should have. They shouldn't have said anything until they got the final results, unless her stories are going back and forth. That's what I'm saying. This was Nia's statement. Now, the rumor is Nia. I call her Nina. That's my sister's name. Nia. Nia is heartbroken about what's going on, and she released this. Nia Long says she's going to need all the support she can get after being blindsided by her fiance. Okay, I called him her husband. It's her fiance. Celtics coach Ime Udoka, who we've learned kept her in the dark about his affair, even though the team busted him months ago. It wasn't really the team, it was higher ups. Okay.
The
It was
woman's husband.
It was Patrick and his boys.
Yeah, the woman's husband.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's embarrassed.
Who?
Right? The husband.
You think he's embarrassed?
So I mean, now you're gonna suspend the coach. Well, what you gonna do to the wife? Are you gonna stay with her?
Ooh.
Or you gonna kick her ass to the curb?
Well, I was
You
so
embarrassed and butthurt that everybody know your wife was under the sideline bench with legs up.
very,
Let's keep it
very,
real. And now,
very.
okay,
You have to stop. Perry, you are getting ridiculous.
is that not what's going on?
Oh my God.
Okay,
Oh God.
if somebody was to break into this guy's house, Lynch guy, right? Is he gonna go to that person, employee, and say, "Hey, can you suspend him?" Or are you gonna call the law?
Okay, say what your major issue is.
I'm just saying, like, I think it's bullcrap. Like, Aduge, whatever his name is, shouldn't have did what he did.
Right.
It's not illegal.
Okay.
Now, if he would have attacked his wife, different story.
Right.
But it would be no need for no suspension. You would call law enforcement. You would press charges. You would press charges.
Right.
But no, you want this hooker to sign a contract and say she'll never do it again, right? And then when she go back on her word, you don't get mad at her.
Yeah.
You get mad at the head coach. Now, my question is, did they set him down like they set her down and say, you know, you've been a very naughty girl, and we're gonna need you to stop and clean up your behavior.
Harry, stop! You're making me feel bad for laughing.
Could they have the same conversation with him? Hey, you know, we know you and Lynch, allegedly, him and his wife been knocking boots, and we're gonna really need you to cut this down so we can keep the organization together.
Perry, you have to stop.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, that's his wife. I don't think he's going to fire his wife. He doesn't want her name
Well,
allegedly.
A clue is when you fire your wife, when your wife start creeping on you, and then you sit her down and plead with her not to do it again. When she go back, that means she won't. And it's not your ass. You got to move on. It could be hurtful.
I can't.
But if it ain't this coach, it might be the next.
Perry, don't.
No, just saying. They keeping it all in house. I mean, you can't even travel out to dinner without them in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, enough is enough.
Okay,
Sharrell, go ahead.
Wait, hold on. I got this. Sorry. What is that? Anyway, you've got to stop. Okay. Right now, this is just a rumor, but it feels like this is what happened because the other rumors didn't make sense. It didn't make any sense. So
they ain't care about the cheerleaders getting banged. my wife. Oh, we got a problem here. We're gonna need a suspension.
Perry.
I'm just saying, allegedly.
Well, listen, so it's his wife, allegedly. I don't think he's going to do anything, but it was handled poorly, like Steven said. This should have been behind closed doors because now the media, it's only a matter of time before they find out who it was and what really happened. But so let me move on with the story because Bonzi says Brett Favre has embezzled more than $10 million in a welfare money to build a volleyball court at a Mississippi university. Start with that. And Deshaun Watson paying more than Masu in Houston. Okay, let's start with
hell no.
Okay, so here
Brett
we're getting
Favre.
ahead of the story. So they come out, they suspend him, and allegedly, according to the rumors, they're waiting for some kind of proof to say that because you can't just say that he armed somebody without it being proof. But you shouldn't have fired him without the proof either. That's what I'm thinking. But they handled it really poorly. So people are coming out now. So Matt Barnes comes out. He has to change his story because if he did arm somebody, you're not down with that, right? So
No, I'm
here's
not.
Matt Barnes
I'm
changing
not
his
down with
tune.
it if that happened.
I know. I mean, it's terrible. Yeah.
We don't know.
Come out and say it. And since I'm a part of the media now, and I try not to be like everyone else, I try to, report and talk with facts and honesty. And I clearly have to say last night, without knowing all the facts, I spoke on Ime Udoka's defense. And after finding out the facts after I spoke, I erased what I posted because this situation in Boston is deep, it's messy, it's 100 times uglier than any of us thought.
So he came out and reneged his initial
Right, but he
comments,
didn't tell
which-
us why. He didn't. I mean,
Yeah,
but
no,
he's true for
he
the.
knows why. Stephen A. Smith now knows why, according to the rumors, but no one's going to talk about it because of who she is.
Right.
So eventually it will get out to the public, I'm thinking. And why not start with Sharrell's world? Okay. So that's the rumor that's going around. Now, a lot of people that don't believe that she did this or that she's involved at all, they're saying, why are we even focusing on this when you have the Brett Favre story? Now, Brett Favre is an old football player. Perry, you're into football. Do you know him?
Yeah, everybody know him.
Oh, okay. So he's
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
I don't know him because I'm not into football like that. Unless my son's. Okay, so they're saying, why are we talking about this? So this is what happened to Brett Favre. Brett Favre gets with a guy named John Davis. He's the Department of Human Services. Him and a couple of other government officials have been stealing money, okay, in a tune of $70 million from federal funds. They took $5 million of that 70 million that they got out of the welfare fund. So that means that's to help people, right, Perry? The welfare
Yeah,
fund.
right. Yeah.
They give Brett Favre $5 million to build a volleyball facility in his name. So the guy, John Davis, turned state's evidence and said that Brett Favre knew that this money was funneled from the welfare funds, and he gave over text messages in which Brett Favre clearly knew what was going on and was worried about it getting out. So everyone's, that's another scandal on the same day. So people are saying, why are we talking about Nia Long's situation when we should be talking about Brett Favre's? What I decided is, why don't I talk about both?
Okay,
they
that was
both
but
need to be talking about.
I see their point. I mean, because really, whatever he did in the locker room.
Who?
The coach.
Ime?
Yeah, whatever he did in the locker room, I get it. It's between him and whoever legs is up in the locker room, and then him and Nia Long, right? But then we come back with Brett Favre now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now you gonna go pay money when you no, how selfish can you really get? You got money.
Yeah, I'm
put some
being
shit in
told
your
that he
name.
has $5 million.
So look, allegedly he should have it. Let me say that he should have the money, according to my books, but I don't know. But the whole thing is, how can he take money And aren't they going through a damn water crisis down there? People need help.
In Mississippi. Yeah, they're in the state of
I'm
Mississippi.
saying. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit going on.
Did you drink your soda today?
Who in the hell? No, I got water, but who in the hell got time for volleyball? You can't drink. If you got thirsty in the volleyball game, what the hell you gonna do? He want this shit in his name, and then nobody talks about it.
That's right. No
You
one's
stealing
talking
shit?
about it.
Now you talking about somebody hitting something in the locker room, but somebody stealing something is okay.
Well, they're both, no, this is how I think it. They're both equally fascinating, because if this rumor with her giving mixed stories, that it was conventional and then it was not, I mean, it was consensual and then it was not consensual, that's very serious, because you're accusing this man of R-ing you, and you know damn well he was just your lover. Okay. Yeah. So that's scandalous. How the league handled it, the Celtics, was piss poor shitty. He seems like he made an emotional decision. He probably went to the owner crying, and the owner's probably his boy. You know what I mean? Like, they're probably good friends. So that was handled bad. But the Brett Favre thing, they went, was it 7 weeks without water? And it was dirt. Did you see the water?
I know, but the guy was great in football.
Brett Favre. He doesn't even play volleyball?
Well, if he do, I mean, we playing in his backyard, out there in the back swamp somewhere. I don't know. But who in the hell gives a damn about a volleyball shit, right?
Yeah.
$5 million when people can't drink water?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I can imagine, you know, and like I said, and I'm going to say this, I don't know. It's a bad thing if a person is being taken advantage of, if this story is true. But if one day is cool until somebody tell me to stop, and then I go back to your location and do the same thing and then get caught again, and then my story change and say this happened, I can imagine every time she look on the bench and see that coach, this the song going through her head.
Oh, Perry. Oh, it didn't work.
Look, that's the problem. You getting it on too much. Let's keep it real. You getting it on too much. You're messing up my damn Friday.
You're saying that when she sees him at the game, she's thinking sexual healing.
Yeah. I mean, that song. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, baby.
No, but let's talk about.
Don't tell your husband. Let's get it on, sugar.
No, it sounds like, if this is true, that she's lying and she's creating a major lie. You're saying that somebody argued you. This is a mess, Perry. Everyone laughing at you.
And if I was that guy for real, though, I would clean house all right. Because it's no way as a man I can have somebody on the bench and I'm sitting there paying him, cutting his check because he's the financial officer.
Yeah.
That's been banging my wife. He'll be gone. And hell, she gone too.
Well, just you have a point. They haven't even mentioned her name. This is what we get from the rumor mill. Why aren't they talking about it? Make sense. Why is the league handling it like this?
And they know the guy got this habit. They ain't the only staffer. The staffers roll up by the busload, saying, just bending over and stuff. I'm just saying it's just too much. It's too much.
Are you trying to say you think Ime has had a numerous affairs?
No, I mean, said, oh yeah, well, one staffer, then two staffers, then now went up to the corporate office in the damn place, and they all bending over. It's almost like he running some kind of sex ring or something. I mean, don't you think?
Perhaps
it is just crazy, but it is what it is.
Ring.
That's how they making it sound. He got more time than Brett Favre did. Okay.
Well, look, I want to know, why are they keeping her name hidden from the public? Why aren't they saying what's really going on? You can't just suspend a coach of a winning team. They're a very good team and not give us explanations. Why are they handling it like this?
I guess you can, if he know what he did and he don't really want to get out there, he'll just take the demotion and the cash probably and leave. Probably.
Why Bonji says, Brett Favre, welfare queen. His daughter played volleyball at that university. Lock him up. Ooh, Bonji wants to lock up Brett Favre's. What them believe this woman over the coach? Investigate. I think that they're investigating. This is just my opinion. They found out that it was consensual and that she was a liar, and they got to keep it quiet. That's what I think happened, if you ask me. What do you think, Perry? Oh, you guys are going crazy in the chat. Well, you think they're going to fire him? What? Yeah, either way, they're going to fire him because you're messing with his wife. So it's a mess, people. It is a hot mess. It is a hot mess. I hope he keep all those emails and nasty text messages. I mean, I don't think he's going to do anything about it because at the end of the day, he knows he was having an affair with the boss's wife. That is scandalous, scandalous, scandalous. Girl, I'm from Central Mississippi. It's a whole damn mess. It really is. Listen, the government officials stealing in the tune of about $70 million when you guys don't even have healthy drinking water for 7 weeks. And still, and that plays on my head. I'm still not drinking for a long time. Like I'm getting my bottled water. I feel uncomfortable. Okay. I got to wrap this up. Okay, let me take a couple questions and then I'll come down. You don't suspend someone for a year and invite them back. Well, yeah. But they should have just not listened. They should have had the evidence the day that they fired him and told us the whole story. But this was just done poorly. If you ask me, I'd be moving. Bless the people's hearts. With the drinking water, yeah, I couldn't feel comfortable anymore. I couldn't. Y'all, I got it, but backwards. I thought they said middle school for the daughter, but it was college. Got it. They're talking about Brett Favre's daughter going to that college. I'm hitting it. Celtics have no intentions of keeping you, Daka. I don't think so. None at all. None at all. Thank you, Andrea. I'm doing your story. Okay. I'll hurry. Andrea, we're doing that story that you gave me on the Nia Long. It's crazy. It's crazy, people. It is crazy. He's crapping where he eats. Y'all, who does that? I don't know what that means, people. I don't know. Do they have to pay off his contract? Yes, they do. I'm being told that it was guaranteed money. So that's the rumors. That's really crazy. I have to pay you for sleeping with my wife. Allegedly. It's crazy. I was wondering what Shannon Sharpe is saying about this. I can't stand Steven. Steven is like a little, ooh, but I can't stop watching him. I like to watch him to hate him because he always says something that gets on my nerve. Shannon Sharpe is saying that it was handled poorly, and it is. Oh, well, a leech. A couple more, and then I got to end it. Why do people always come over when I'm online? He will be out of a job. Whom will hire him now? You know what? I'm not trying to hire you because there's no line you won't cross. You are messing with the boss's wife. We don't need that kind of trouble over here. So I don't know who's going to hire him next. But if it was me, I'm not trying to hire you. You are scandalous. Just like Perry said, scandalous. They said there is penalty on his salary. He may not get his full salary. That's what you heard. Good. And if any way possible, that's legal, that they can't pay him, they're going to not pay him. Listen, you slept with the boss's wife. I'm not trying to pay you either. Low life with no integrity. I mean, both of them, Brett Favre and Ime. I can't even say his name correctly. Ime. He was suspended for a year. Yep. A whole year. And poor Nia. Let's talk about Nia Long. Let's talk about Nia Long really quick. I got to keep telling this part, Perry, because it's important part of the story. I feel so bad for Nia Long, who also dated Peter from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's beautiful. She seems to have a lot of men problems. Have you guys noticed that? Someone's always cheating on her. She also dated Lamar Odom. Girl, I wish there was some kind of training class. You're done? Okay. I wish there was some kind of training class or something for these women that keep getting men to do that hurt them. Like, she dated Lamar Odom. Please. Like, he's go ahead.
Who are you talking about?
Nia Long. Her history with men is not good at all. They always cheat on her. I don't understand. She's so pretty. Girl, what do you have to say about that, Perry?
Well,
This has
I don't know.
I mean, it's not a coincidence. Man after man after man keeps cheating on you. You're beautiful.
She's allowing, she's allowing too much to go down.
I hope I don't have to put her in the Halle Berry category. Like, it's something you're doing after, over and over again. I love you, Nia. You're beautiful, but you don't know how to pick them. You just don't know how to pick them. I know this isn't her fault. Am I being too rough on her? It's not her fault. Perry, don't call that girl a hoe again, okay? I see you gearing
No, Nia. No.
No, the mistress.
I like Nia Long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think she,
Taraji dated Lamar. I heard Nia
wish her
Long
better.
also. That's what I heard. How?
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying that, I'm wishing her the best in picking men. I mean, but if you can't trust your man to just take out the trash without having sex for something, I mean, he got to go. You can't even let his ass out
You
the
wish
house.
her the best in picking men, Perry.
Yeah. No, I really do, truly. Not trying to be funny. But nobody, you got kids to raise. That's the last thing you need to worry about. Is a humping creep, a cheater. Yeah, that do the hump.
I'm going to drop this just really quickly, and I'm going to take calls for 10 minutes if anybody wanted to call in.
But you know what? The coach got suspended. Are they trying to suspend him? I think they suspended me for a few minutes. My shit just went blank. I had to go and check with you to see if you were still online.
You're a mess, Perry. You're a mess.
I don't know
why.
Going on.
You say the craziest things and everybody laughs. You're really out of your mind.
Well, it's probably the truth, Sharrell. It's just probably the truth.
I can't. Let's see what Andrea and Nina have to say. This is a mess. Hi, Andrea.
What's up, Dre?
Hey.
What's up, Nina?
Hey, y'all. Hey, Perry.
Hey, Nina. There's a little bit more to add to the story than what you gave me. There was a third rumor out there is that he's definitely messing with the VP of Finance and Controller's wife. And
Allegedly.
that's why it was done so aggressively.
Well, you know what? When you look at it, both of them are low down. Both of them are low down and dirty.
No, and then there's this part. They're saying they caught them before. That's when she said it was consensual. They caught them a second time. Now, allegedly, according to the rumors, it was not consensual. And that's why everybody's backing away, because she's saying that he AR'd her. But they need evidence right now.
That's
and so this is why they're supposedly not coming out public. That girl lying.
She got caught.
Yes,
she got caught the second time. She got caught the second time, and now she want to play. She want to play cry me a river. But Nina, next time a man that Nina get, she need to get her ugly man that ain't got nothing.
You know what? Neil allows these men to treat her this way.
What do you mean by that? She's allowing the men to do this because she didn't even know about this. She moved to Boston and she learned when she found out when we found out.
That's what they're telling us. But they've been engaged. Who been engaged for 7 years to somebody? Come on, make that make sense.
7 years.
You've been together since 2015 and you're not married yet. That's the same thing happened to her with that first man. They just stayed engaged. She's comfortable that way. And a man will only do what you allow him to do.
Wait, reword that. I'm not understanding. You're saying that
you allow him to do. This ain't his first time cheating.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well,
by the time caught,
remember that you said 7 years. That's a long damn time. Okay.
Well,
it was 7 years. They've been together. They've been engaged since. Who been engaged 7 years? 2015.
I don't know. A cheater.
people that really don't want you. Nia Long don't want to be married to my. I just don't feel like she want to be married. I feel like it's a long-term relationship, and I don't believe that heifer.
But even if you don't want to get married, how come every time you're with somebody, they cheat on you?
Because you allow them to. People are going to treat you how you allow them to. If you,
what does that mean? Reword that. What does that mean? She allows them to.
Because she probably know that he's already cheated before, and she rubbed it off. You know, I got this big man. You know, and he promised I ain't gonna do it no more. But then he does it again. He knows. He already knows she's not going anywhere because a man will only do what you allow him. If she had,
so you're saying if a man, Perry,
no, she's right.
Perry.
Right.
So wait, you're saying that if you take him back, that's subconsciously telling him it's okay.
So So listen. So my father was married to his longtime wife for 60 years. How many extracurricular activities he did? I know with my mom, twins, I have so many. Now, if you sat back and let your husband continue to cheat on you, and I'm just saying, and have more children, and you stay, you are just as much as fault in that relationship as he is. Nia Long is just as much a fault in that relationship as that man is. You can't blame him.
But you know what? I'm saying, think about it. She's picking the wrong men. She's picking the wrong men.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
But Nina, you know I'm running the show and I always got to push back. There are couples that dealt with infidelity and they mended it and they moved on. So
Nia's first relationship, he cheated on her. I mean, the man that she was with before with her second son, he cheated on her too. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so what it is about you, Nia Long, that you, like Andrea said, she picking. Stop picking, Nia. Allow the man to choose you.
Some people are saying in the chat that's like blaming the victim. That's what some people are saying in the chat.
No, it's not like blaming the victim. No, that's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, you know, I'm not going to continue. If a man cheat on me the first time, he out of here. He out of here. He's gone. It ain't no reconciliation. It's not married until we die. No, God gives you a way out too. But if you say, okay, we'll work this out. And Jarrell, are you going to stay? No, you're going to drag Terry's tail. You're going to drag him and everything he got. No.
Come on now. Hold on now.
I mean, I don't stand for that. But I'm saying some people give their man a second chance and it works out okay.
Right. Yeah, so, that's true.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. If my man, and by God, he better hope I don't find out about it, because my man ain't here. But he better hope the hell I don't find about it. If my man cheating, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want him. Because you know what? I cannot see myself be laying in the bed at him at night. He sleep, and I'm looking over at him saying, I wonder if he cheating. I wonder if he doing this. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't either. Not at this stage in life.
Hey, Diva, how are you?
We know Diva ain't having it.
Oh, what? Oh, I forgot.
No.
This is
heck no.
No. Okay, let me ask you some questions, Diva, because everybody thinks they know what you're going to say. There have been relationships when a man cheated and the woman gave him a second chance and they got stronger. Do you agree with that?
I do, right? So, you know, everybody, there are some people where it was a lapse in judgment and forgiveness happened and they reconciled and things were better. This man is a fool. You gonna fumble their bag on that much money over some booty? I don't know what is going on in the atmosphere with these guys from Adam Levine. You so intertwined with the side piece that you want to name your baby after her. Like, I mean, are you kidding me right now?
But Diva, I got a question, Diva.
Yes.
Would it be a question? I mean, and I'm not just taking the man's side. You know, we know shit happens, okay?
Right.
And you saying, well, how could he do it? But what if he was put in a spot in a bad predicament and he was seduced?
He don't know how to say no. He don't know how to run.
Listen. You know what though? He messed with the wrong shit, right?
He did.
So
He did.
you know, mess with them cheerleaders, mess with the people in the office, mess with that girl that gets on the bus with the team that's supposed to be doing XYZ. You gonna mess with that man's wife and he a VP? You a fool. So now you gonna pay and suffer the consequences. There's no way they're gonna bring you back, okay?
No
Because
way. No
that
way.
man is pissed, okay? And his wife, now she know one thing. She couldn't get over what was going down between those two. And she told her husband, no, I'm gonna be good. And when she woke up at night and she couldn't shake it off, she ran right over to that house and got what she wanted to get.
I think so. I think so. So wait, hold on. Perry, you think that she was seduced?
No. I'm saying it's possible. No. Like I'm saying, because most time, y'all ladies come on. Oh, how dare he do this? And like the lady is the innocent one. I mean, guys.
We didn't say that.
Guys are put in bad spots.
That's right.
Stuck in that little, team hotel. Then
I didn't say that. I said both of them are dogs.
Boots
I didn't say that.
And everything else. And that man probably, he probably wanted to get away. Just couldn't.
Perry saw. Okay, that's enough.
No,
that's enough.
I believe that if you want somebody and you love somebody that deeply, nothing in the world can cause you to cheat on them. Nothing in the world can cause you to cheat on them.
That's true.
And I'm not saying that I'm not blaming Nia. I'm just saying if you lay back and you allow people to treat you, and I'm not saying just cheating. It can be anything. If you lay back and say, okay, well, yes, I forgive you, and then you get slapped on the other cheek, and okay, I forgive you. What are you gonna do? Punch you in the nose the next time? No,
you have strong opinions on this. We cannot deny the fact that Nia gets cheated on in every relationship.
She picked the wrong man.
No, it's not. Listen, it's not her fault. I think with this particular man, he blindsided her. And I think there's a lot more going on, right? So you had your first son and that relationship didn't work out. So now you have your second son with him. In your mind, you want this thing to work out because you don't want to do this thing alone again. So I'm just saying that he was messy. He moved her there when he moved to the Boston, he already knew that this thing was about to come out, that it was going to happen, that word was going to come out. And to allow her to be blindsided, that alone for me would have told me how he felt about me. And for that piece alone, I would be packing up my bags and I would be out of there. It would be one thing if he told me ahead of time and, I decided to make my own decision on how I'm going to deal with this situation. But for me to be blindsided after you brought me in there, now you're not even getting no paycheck.
A whole year. And Nia said it might be a year ago or so, she said she was comfortable, don't quote me on it, that if they don't get married, that they being in a committed relationship with him is good enough. They're not rushing to get married. So that's why they've been together probably 7 years and not married, just engaged. I'm just saying, I'm not blaming Nia. Please know that I'm not. I'm just saying, after a while, you can't continue to allow people to treat you and dirt you out.
Exactly.
And just do you any kind of way. She's a beautiful woman. She can have any man that she wants. But that's not the issue. She wanted this man. And this man didn't value her enough as his woman, his fiance, to go and cheat on her. No.
And the mother of his son.
Right. What's that saying to his son? That it's okay.
Bonji, does Nia have issues, Nia?
Her track record unfortunately doesn't come off positive. But first of all, I want to say that it's not her fault that this man has done this. If anything, from what Diva is saying, they've been together, I think, close to 10 years.
Yeah.
Engaged maybe 7.
Right.
At some point, if you really love that man so much, both of you should have gotten married. What stopped them? Okay, so you're comfortable with him as his common law wife.
Right.
And in this case, Matt Bond said something very important that I think is being missed because he deleted that video. He said this happens a lot. And I think infidelity happens a lot in not only professional NBA, but also the NFL. But then on the flip side, I want the media to have as much fire for this story about infidelity as they should with Brett Favre. First of all, they have been coddling Brett Favre. Remember when he was a New York Jet just before he retired? Brett Favre also was being alleged to have asked masseuse in the stadium area at is it MetLife Stadium? Nothing happened. The next thing is Brett Favre is being somehow fast-tracked into the Hall of Fame. The next thing is Brett Favre is stealing welfare money from a state that is the last in the United States when it comes to all categories. A millionaire goes and steals.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Perry, I want to ask you a question because you're a man. I want you to talk on Brett Favre, and I want you to talk on Nia. Why do men keep cheating on her? What does she need to do? You're a man. What's going on?
You know what, though? First of all, I mean, and you get to recognize this, right? Woman or man or not. You can't make somebody love you.
True.
You can give them the opportunity to see if they eventually start to love you. But 7 to 10 years, you have seen the full picture, right? And no, it's not her fault because, like I said, she can't handcuff him and make him stay there and do the right thing.
But there were other signs.
It's a such thing as accountability.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly, Perry.
It's not her fault, but I can't go and buy or enter a bad deal, then complain about it. And it's like, oh, poor me. I had part to do with it. I had part to do with it. Okay. As far as Brett Favre, ain't too much to say. I think when people make millions and when people get away from crime after crime after crime, they feel like they're entitled to keep going. There's no boundaries with these people.
Greed. That's what you
they
call
would just
greed.
keep going.
That's greed.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
nobody,
Exactly.
Fox News ain't talking about Brett Favre, are they? They're not talking about how he stole all them food stamps to help his stadium. They're not talking about all that. It's quiet because of who he is.
And also, Sharrell, I'd like to add that sometimes, for example, if we're going to use Halle Berry as a case study, she has been described as one of the most beautiful women on the face of the earth. Nia Long is a gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, I'm not in their heads, but I think sometimes because they have been held up to a pedestal, sometimes they can accept nonsense from people that in other instances they would not, because they see themselves as, well, I have all this going for me. I'll settle for a Lamar Odom. Can you believe Lamar Odom left Taraji for Khloe Kardashian?
Yes, right.
I mean, Diva, what do you think about what Bonji's saying? I mean,
I respectfully disagree. Listen, at the end of the day, right? There's some people that are very fortunate, like you and Perry. Like my sister's been married for over 35 years. You know, they just happen to meet their mate, you know, some in high school, and they just, you know, and that's it. They have it for years. And then others of us, we have to go through the motions, right? We meet some good ones. We meet some bad ones, and it really doesn't all the time have to do with the individual person. You just keep running into people that may not be a good fit for you.
She has a track record. Every relationship,
but many of us have a track record that are single. We keep running into people that don't match up with what we want.
You're saying that's bad luck. That's what you're saying. It was just bad luck.
Well, I guess if you want to call it bad luck, right? So Jennifer Lopez has a track record too. But what I love about her is she's not going to give up until she finds the right one. So when you bump into people that are not the right one, don't give up. You got to just keep on trucking until you meet the right
Lopez, and she cannot be by herself for 5 minutes.
I mean, Jennifer Lopez is like a revolving door. Okay. And that part you can remind, and you're saying you can love it, right? But yeah, she's not gonna stay with the guy 7 to 10 years, okay? Because she know I'm gonna go ahead and let him go, bring in the next one, and keep rotating.
But you know what?
You can't compare Jennifer Lopez to Nia Long, though. We already know Jennifer Lopez's track record. You know, I don't get her. I don't get her. Period. I don't get the men that she's with. But Nia Long is different. Nia Long settles down, and she settles down because that's who she loves. But then just look what happens. Her track record to me is showing that hey, I ain't gonna blame Nia. I'm not blaming Nia. I'm not.
No,
but you know what?
People are saying Jennifer Lopez is a bad example. Listen, if you're single and you want to keep dating, you want to finally meet the one you're gonna meet, you're gonna, like somebody said, you're gonna have to kick some flaws. There's going to be some trials and tribulations as you go through trying to get to the right one. So, like I said, some people are fortunate. Boom, bullseye. They hit the target right on the head and they meet their one. Nia Long, I think, is dealing with, this is me personally just saying this, she's dealing with the fact that she has this man's son. Okay. And so she probably doesn't want to raise her child without the father. And I'm sure she has some sprinklings in her head that something was array. Do I think she knew that it was this bad with this man? I mean, it's not just one person he's accused of being with, it's several. And that is hecka messy. And for you to bring your mate to a whole nother state, knowing that you doing what you doing, you are just dead wrong. And that's how I'm not saying nothing about no violence, but that's how people get hurt. When they doing slip and slide stuff like that and messing with people's emotions and matters of the heart. Why would you do that to her?
I'm going to have to agree with.
Let me say this for a second.
Go ahead, Perry.
I know she said, I mean, because you put the emphasis on how can you bring her to another state without telling her? It ain't the first time.
Mm-hmm.
If she allowed it in the other state, then what's going to be different about this new state I bring you to?
Don't keep saying she allowed it.
And Diva, I get what you're saying about, look, love is hard to find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amen.
Right, but when you find somebody that's compatible that you could love, it's a two-sided coin. You get to work on that relationship, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not one-sided, right? But do you think 7 to 10 years, and you can say, well, because she had a kid together and she think it's best to just
you leave Diva alone, Perry. Stop.
No. Now I get what you're saying. We all got hopes and dreams. We were all going to have $1 million.
Yeah.
But we got to get up and go to work for 20. So I'm just saying, not everything we want, we get.
Right.
And it's a cutoff. Okay. Say you want $1 million. And you're an honorable woman. There's certain jobs you ain't gonna do to get that $1 million. So in this relationship, just because you want to have your father there, you can't stay in the back. Well, you can, but you're gonna get what you get.
But you know what?
It's so hard out here.
Nia is in pain right now. We gotta stand by her side. Her heart is broken.
No. I mean, all stuff aside, I feel sorry for Nia. It's not a good thing. I said I feel sorry that a person's forced to make that choice.
Let me hold on. Let me bring up another group. Andrea,
Sharrell, let me say one more thing.
Let me say this, and I can leave. You know, we failed to realize and failed to forget. Marriage is not what it used to be. People today do not take marriage as being a man and a woman as real. You know what I'm saying?
No. What are you saying?
They don't take Sharrell. They don't take marriage. Okay. What I'm saying is, some people do not take being married as for real, as a commitment.
It's a business relationship for some people.
Exactly.
And I want to say this too. Please, chat, know that I'm not blaming Nia one bit. I'm not. But I don't feel sorry for her either. I'm not going to feel sorry for that. It's just unacceptable.
Well, yeah.
And that's all I got to say. I love y'all, and I'm going in the chat.
Well, next man that she needs to get is the ugly man. Bye.
Damn.
Can I finish with this?
Yeah.
Diva, I really, admire your heart. But I agree with Perry.
All right. Audrey, let me bring up some new guys. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks. Have a good weekend, guys.
You take care.
Perry, don't go too hard on dude. That's my girl.
No, I love Diva.
Paula, how are you?
I'm good. I'm cracking up. I can't stop laughing. But this is serious.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's serious.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with you, Paula. Sound off.
Oh, I got some sounding. First of all, aside from the two stories that are very serious, we need to get Stephen A. Smith off the air. I cannot stand him. I almost didn't listen when I saw his name, but I was happy when you were on my side because I tell you, I mute my TV and I still hear him yelling. I cannot.
He's like a
okay, now I never liked Brett Favre as a football player, and I'm a football. My football team's the Raiders, but I watch football regularly, and scandals I watch you guys for. So how great, both in one world, but how horrible! This man is a multi-millionaire, and he's stealing from the mouths of children. He's putting people's lives at risk with this dirty water thing, and he lives there. He needs jail. Now, speaking of jail, if this lady who has this affair with this man went away and came back and reaffared, she's going to end up going to prison for lying about being art. So if she
what do you
really
say about
wins,
that? What if she's falsely accusing this guy?
You know what? That's a fine line. Like I'm just saying, you can use common sense. If you went there, you showed interest, and more than likely, unless this guy came through your back window. Now let's keep it real. Like if he came through your back window. But I'm just saying this. I don't know what happened in that room, but my gut feeling is. Why the fuck you lying?
Yeah, it's my favorite song. That's my favorite song. I sing it all day.
That's just my opinion. And I would give a person, I mean, you know, when a person is victimized like that in real life, never say a person's lying. But you can have a gut feeling because most people don't go, yeah, we've been together 5 or 6 times. My husband told me to stop. But the next time I didn't volunteer. He just took it.
No, that's what I'm reading into it, in my opinion, allegedly, etc. But I mean, I'm serious. She has to take that. The people, everybody in this, have to take into consideration that if he is charging this man with that serious of a crime, and she's lying, why the F she lying? She has to go. She has to go to the popo because. It's not right. She's ruining families.
I hope she's not lying. Tracy, sound off. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I was feeling bad for Nia Long. I even did a video about it until I heard she was engaged for 7 years, and I had to agree with Perry. It's like, come on now, you ain't got no intuition. God given He gave us that for a time such as this. Come on now, come on, and then. He a scamming Nigerian. Who else gonna give up a multi-million-dollar career?
I was wondering who was gonna say it.
For some coochie.
Ain't no Black American man did that. They've been over here for years. It take a Nigerian.
No, Tracy. You cannot say that all Nigerians are scamming.
No, we can't say that.
Please clean that up. Please clean that up.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I've experienced scamming Nigerians. I'm from the ATL. I went to college with them. And that's a reputation. Can we say that's a reputation? Can we say he living up to his reputation?
Yeah, you stereotype. But when you reference, say that particular one. I mean, because we wouldn't want nobody to come and say, "Oh, black stink." You know what I'm saying? It just don't. Yeah, we can't say that. But I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it takes a fool to fumble a career and a multi-million-dollar career, a bag and a career, and a relationship for some coaching, and then get Emmett Till.
You right about that?
That's
a bad way to go out.
It is. Bree, sound off really quick.
Now, I will agree with her. I won't say, the whole Nigerian thing, but I will say, I mean, what you 7 years? Mama, come on. Unless you generally just didn't want to, have an out or thought it was fine. 7 years, you gotta You got to make some type of move,
That's a long
in or
time.
out.
And I'm with you, Perry. I'm usually not. There had to be some signs in 7 to 10 years that he was no good. It had to be some kind of sign.
You know something though, for real though, and seriously, when I think about that, like I know, I mean, it's part of her thing with that, but this is my opinion. I don't want Diva to get upset. I mean, and mostly it happens to men and women, so it's not one or the other. But some people are so afraid of being alone that they just settle for whatever kind of relationship they got, just to say they got somebody. And it's a sad.
You're going deep with this, Perry.
Yeah,
you're right.
Sad.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to be alone. Well, I think no one wants to be alone.
Right.
And another thing about Pretty, you know, everybody been saying, well, Halle Berry and Beyonce got cheated on, so what chance do everybody else have? Pretty ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, it don't.
Everybody has nothing to do with it.
I mean, either a man love you and respect you, or he don't.
Yep.
I got it. When you just said that, you're saying it's the woman's job to make that man respect her. And if it is, listen, you set the blueprint, Diva. If you keep letting him disrespect you and you don't say anything, he's gonna keep doing it. Go ahead.
That part I do agree with.
If you let him creep on Tuesday, you let him creep on Thursday, his ass gonna keep creeping Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's what's gonna happen.
You do teach them how to treat you, whether directly or indirectly. Yeah. I do agree with that. But I also agree that sometimes, because you're so involved with your life and you just trust the person and love them so much, that you can be blindsided and shocked to find out that they're cheating, and not only cheating, but cheating on the level of everything that he did. He's being accused of a lot.
Look what Perry said, Diva. He says there are signs that man is untrustworthy, and that person doesn't pick up on the signs. There's no reason for you to be blindsided. There has to be something in his character that told Nia he was no good.
Yeah, and that was the first time he cheated. What you mean?
And God given intuition.
Don't get it.
I mean, most time people, like, really, let's keep it real. Most time in a relationship like that, now we all got to agree, 7 to 10 years is a long time to not even bring up marriage. Okay, now we ain't even talking about infidelity. At what point are you going to talk about marriage?
They were engaged.
Engaged. Okay. Right.
For 7 years?
Okay, matter of fact, anybody that's married, was anybody that's married now engaged over 2 years? Typically, engagement,
that's a sign,
in my mind, go when I got engaged to Sharrell, I was upset because I had to wait months.
That's beautiful.
You just ready to get it on, get the marriage stuff. What I'm saying is, most people get married within the first year or two after being engaged. Okay,
we did.
But I think people, whether a female or a guy, see signs, but they just in lust or overly thirsty for this person. That they ignore the signs, right? It's called denial, right?
That doesn't make sense to you, Diva. It could be if there will be little signs. He might not make you dinner when he eat. There are little signs to pick up that somebody's selfish.
You can pick up signs of someone being selfish, right? But I'm just saying, yes, there are signs, but there's not always these glaring signs. You know, sometimes people do ignore red flags, right? In a relationship, they pass the stop sign, they do whatever they want. And then later on, they're like, okay, why me? But there are cases where you don't always see the signs. Like, listen, Beyonce kept Jay-Z afterwards, right? They made it work. So every situation where someone cheats doesn't mean it's the demise in the relationship is 100%.
Oh no, it don't. It don't.
You know what, Diva? I completely agree with you, but that Beyonce took a gamble. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again. She took a gamble. Miserable. She took a risk if he did it again, she might not have been shocked. I'm sure she probably wouldn't have been shocked because he did it.
But did y'all hear
Lemonade? She can't be shocked about it.
Did you hear Lemonade? She said she wanted to change faces with the girl that he was interested in. That traumatized her. Beyonce ain't looked connected to her body since then. She looked miserable. And I love Beyonce. I love her to death. Like,
can I just say one thing before?
her...
I'm sorry. I have to go, and I just wanted to say one really quick thing. This show keeps me going. I love you guys so much. Again, you're part of my vernacular. I tell my husband, Perry, stop. pissed off all the time.
I love when she do that. I love when
I
Sharrell do
can't
that.
with you. And my favorite song I'm serious is Why the Fuck You I love it. And Diva, you are wonderful and I
Love you,
respect
Diva.
you madly. I love you all and thank you for everything that you do. I get my gossip here and my news later. So thank you guys so
Thank all
much.
the love.
Thank you guys.
Oh wow, Perry.
Oh, thank you. You guys have a great day.
Okay.
Listen, Diva.
Yeah.
Perry might not say it in the right words, but he has a point. This should not.
You know, I'm connecting with
I got
Perry's
some better
point.
words. I got some better words to say and simplify it.
Oh my God.
People see the signs. Okay. Now his ass don't pull it up and he said, "Honey, help me with the groceries." She walk out to the SUV, grab the groceries, and see some female boots that's not hers.
Perry, First time. We can't. But I agree with the little part you're saying. There's always signs in a relationship that this person's not for you, and you choose whether to accept that or not. So,
right.
I mean,
and let me say this to Diva to make sure we're on the same page. And Diva, you're right. A person can make a foolish mistake. It's up for the other person to forgive them. And sometimes it works out, right? But it's up to that person to take that chance.
Right.
Right? To take you back and move on. So it don't mean it's the end of the day. But after 7 years and you've been cheating and you ain't heard those bells will be ringing, you get a problem.
Yeah.
You said, Perry, there's warning signs if you're engaged too long.
Let's keep it real now. For real.
Yeah.
That's the most honest thing. If a guy, because people's like, oh yeah, we got 2 babies together and you ain't married, but oh yeah, we live together. No, it's signs there.
Yeah.
If you ain't married, it's a problem.
7 years is the number of
completion. I'm not saying you get to be married. It's okay to be single. I'm just saying if you're living with a person, you ain't marrying that person because you don't want to.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. but all I'm saying is it's a high level possibility that Nia definitely was blindsided. And he did her dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He did. He's going to pay for it. But this is a mess because how is the Celtic organization going to clean this up? Because they gave us this much information. It didn't make sense. You shouldn't have gave us any information until the story was complete. That's how I feel.
They're going to smother the information.
And you think they're just going to stop talking about it? And that's it?
I know, but they'll just keep lying. I don't think you'll ever hear the full story. You know what I'm saying? They'll sugarcoat it and then accuse that, I don't know. It's just too much. They don't want that out there like that.
Well, you know what? I think his cheating, in the scandal, it was wrong. But I don't think it's going to be fair if she's accusing him now of the R word. Like, don't do that. That is so unfair that, okay, now to save myself, I'm going to say that this man did X, Y, Z. Listen, he's not married to Nia Long. So at the end of the day, I don't mean to say it harshly, but he didn't really have no alliance to her because that's not his wife. Okay, that's his living girlfriend at the end of the day. So he was not married, but that chick was married to her husband. So she was dead wrong for sleeping with him too. Okay. And so, but my thing is now, you done slept with him 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and now all of a sudden, you gave it up freely all of them times and admitted to it. Now all of a sudden, he came and snatched you out of nowhere and just took it. Don't do that because that's wrong. And you're putting a whole lot on the person that can do a whole lot of society stuff by you saying that, and this man could end up going to jail. So don't play that game. Just admit to your husband that you went back for some more.
Ooh, listen, Matt, what's his name? Matt Barnes got it right. This is all kind of messy. And I don't know how they're going to handle it. You can't just not talk about this anymore. This is a mess. So if allegedly, if these rumors are true, this is a mess.
Right.
It's a mess. I don't know what to do. Anyway.
That's if it's true. I mean, but it has to be something deeper than he just hung out with a couple cheerleaders.
But did you see the look on Matt Barnes' face when he took his statement back? He was like, "This is all, when it gets out. This is all kind of messy. It's deeper than what y'all think." He seems scared.
But even that, I would get what it's a lot of blame to go around. I mean, because I think if this story is truly true, the coach should have been more responsible, and so should the guy's wife.
Thank you, Tracy, for calling in. Thank you, Bree. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Take care.
Take care. I've got people waiting so long. I'm just going to give a couple more and then we'll finish. Hi, Monique. Can you hear me? Hey, Latoya, sound off really quickly. What do you want to add to the conversation?
I just hate that everything just has to be so public, you know?
You're talking about with the Celtics?
Right. Especially when you don't know all the details of everything, they're trying to find it out. It's like when they first heard, oh, he did this, you know, affair, then they just put it out there. And that's why people, Matt Barnes, is speaking upon it. Because that's what they put. Everybody has an opinion, right?
Right.
So I just feel like, you know, that's part of that judge and jury. You know what I'm saying? Before everybody knows details, they put things out. And then what if you got to go to trial? You know, the jurors are tainted already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why did they do that? Perry, you are in the sports. Why did they handle this so poorly?
I don't know. I mean, because they look, maybe they were sitting in the office and the guys look. I mean, if this story is true, because we don't really know the details. And it might not even be this guy's wife at the end of the day. We just saying. We just speculating, and these stories, you know how stories start floating around.
But I also feel like
we gonna do something to him.
This is not his first time stepping out. And probably because it's public, Nina probably will walk away now, you know.
You think she will?
I think she will, just because of the public humiliation. That's a lot of why women.
But 10 years is a long time with somebody. I don't know.
I mean, it is, but they're not married still.
Yeah.
They got kids, equity, houses, and all of these things, but they're not married. You know?
Perry, you're going to say, how did it go down in your head? Perry's
no, I was just saying, I just sort of feel like in his office, how it could have went down, though. Because, dude, if this is truly true, you a VP. I'm just going to say, if that story is true, and you get to see all these people, and you get these people working for you, that's banging your wife.
Perry,
No, I'm saying that's a hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We're going to have to take some kind of action. No, for real.
And
he gone something.
And that's what I think it is. Like they said, it's not just an ordinary employee. Like, it's a high up exec, somebody's wife. They're in their feelings about it. And they still have to kind of go through the steps of just suspension because, you know, they want some type of repercussion for what he's done, you know. But I still don't feel like it should have been public yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't feel
messy. Yeah.
And my heart goes out to her, you know, because she's had, they said that they have kids together now, you know.
Yeah.
She had the older son when she was young in her career. She already had a child. He's grown now. So to think that you're going to get the fairy tale and then now this, you know.
Right.
And if she decides to stay, I still wouldn't judge her, you know. But like
what it is, I mean,
you know, all of the things, there's always forgiveness, you know, and I mean, it probably hurts worse again because it's public, but even if it does stay and they go through counseling or whatever their, you know, common ground is, I wouldn't be mad at it, you know.
I feel like if she stays, I'm going to judge her because this has happened to you too many times. At some point, you have to put your foot down with somebody and say enough is enough. She just can't keep getting cheated on for the rest of her life. It has to stop.
Yeah.
And she has to do some internal, I don't know, working it out on the inside so she can get stronger and she can learn to spot the signs early on.
And again, we don't know what they're actually, I mean, they've been engaged forever.
Yeah.
And so we don't know what their, I guess, arrangement is, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, or relationship period. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the details of that. So that's part of, if she does stay, there's already some type of understanding between them. And it's probably don't have any babies, don't have me out here looking crazy, and don't bring me no diseases.
Yeah.
All right, Latoya, thank you so much for calling in. This is a hard one.
Have a nice weekend.
We'll be talking about this again. Thank you for calling in. Bye. This is a mess, you guys. Matt Barr said this right. It is a mess. The league handled this wrong. just wrong, wrong, wrong. And unfortunately, because of our jobs, we got to follow the story. And Brett Favre needs to be locked up. You're a millionaire and you for some stupid volleyball facility. It just doesn't make sense. All right, guys, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. It really helps my video. If I didn't get to your call backstage, I do apologize. I'm simply out of time. You guys have any last words?
No, I'm good. I want everybody to enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We'll be back maybe tomorrow, maybe Mondays. Well, I'll be back tomorrow. And I want to thank everyone
for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, and you do. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. This is a mess, people. Let's hope this isn't true, but it sounds true. And let's give Nia some words of encouragement. I don't know, some sister love, because she's probably going through it right now.
Yeah.
She really is. All right, you guys. On 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.